let's go into 1988 for Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Summary
Yes.
for this film: aliens who look like clowns come from outer space and terrorize a small town. Directed by Stephen Chiodo, written by Charles Chiodo and Stephen Chiodo, the Chiodo Brothers. Known for their special effects work in Critters, of course, all of those films. They also did Ernest Scared Stupid and repurposed some of these clowns. I don't know if you ever noticed that before, but there's the fat one and the tall one. I think they reused those in Ernest Scared
What
Stupid.
is
Huh.
Trolls?
Yeah,
I
hmm
guess so, huh? Huh.
yeah.
That's
I'll
neat.
I'll pull the picture up on the video version so
Oh,
people can see it. But cast highlights for this movie: Suzanne Snyder as Debbie Stone. She's also in Weird Science, Night of the Creeps, and she plays Brenda in Return of the Living Dead 2, which if you've seen that movie, you know who Brenda is because that dude is after her brain, man. Um, John John Vernon is in this movie. He plays Curtis Mooney. You'll know this guy from fucking everything. He's the bad guy in Ernest Goes to Camp. Not to bring Ernest up again, but he plays Sherman Crater on that. And even more notably, he's Dean Wormer in Animal House. Not
Yep.
to bring Animal House up again, but there we are. He's been in everything though. If you check his shit out,
he's awesome. He's a great
yeah,
actor.
always good.
He's a great bad guy.
We got the wonderful Royal Dano, uh, who plays Farmer Gene Green. I love him in
What a
Space
guy.
Invaders. I love him in House 2. He's so good in everything, I would assume. And this is one I never noticed. I've seen this movie upwards of 2 dozen times. I mean, my daughter loves it. We watch it all the time. Christopher Titus plays
Yep.
Bob McCready. I've known of Chris Titus since the beginning of me paying attention to stand-up comedy, and I've never put the two together, man. Like he's got glasses on. I
Hmm.
I don't know, man. He's a
Yeah, that
smaller,
was
you
crazy.
know, smaller role, but this movie hits all the right notes for me. Like this is candy for me. This is from the opening licks of the theme song, which the soundtrack kicks ass all the way through. But I mean, the whole movie it was like it was made for me. Like it was. And funny story about this, I never saw this until like I was 21 or something because it was so hard to find. It wasn't playing on TV. Um, I went right towards the end of the VHS era when they were selling, when like Family Video was selling all their VHS tapes. I went to one in a local town and asked them if they could order this in because I figured it's the end of the VHS era. They can probably order that shit in. I'll get it. In, I'll $10, $20, 30. I'll even $30. Back in those days, it was $200 because it wasn't available for retail customers. It was
Hmm.
available for
Dang.
rental stores to rent it out, and then you hopefully make that $200 back, and then you start making profit. Um, but yeah, when I finally was able to buy this for $10 on DVD or whatever the fuck it was, right? I bought it and I've owned it ever since. Um, I was severely bummed out when I was researching this movie to find out that Peter Lacassi passed away. He played Paul, one of the ice cream men, my favorite ice cream man. He committed suicide in August of
Oh.
2020. Um, I
Oh
was like,
wow.
I hate it when that happens. I wonder what he's up to these days. Oh, fuck, he killed himself just a few months ago. Like crazy. Um, Royal Dano, a real treasure. I don't think they don't make character actors like this anymore. Every line he delivers is just a delight to listen to.
Hmm.
When he says, "What in blue blazes is a circus doing up in these parts?" It's just like the way he says it. It's like candy for your ears.
Yeah.
He's a real life cartoon character. Um, Mooney too. Normally, I hate shitty cops. Like whenever I'm watching a movie, I'm like, that cop's shitty. He's shitty, but he's hilarious. He has no patience for the goth kid and his new wave buddy when get caught drinking in the park. He's like no nonsense bullshit, but he's fine with drinking at work himself. Um, when Mike and Debbie come in to make a report, he's an all-star piece of shit. But he's so goddamn great. Just the fact that he won't believe this clown situation. Like
The whole
everybody,
town's in on it.
he would rather
Yeah.
believe that everybody in town is in on the same joke. So far, you're not gonna get me.
Phone's ringing off the hook.
uh, and I'll tell you what, the character Mike, what's his last name? Tobacco. Mike Tobacco. I am severely surprised that that character not only has a girlfriend, but appears to be engaging in sexual relations with her, because he's one of the dorkiest motherfuckers you will ever see. See the Circus Bizarro, like the fucking shit he says. Everything's a comedy bit. It's like he would be the most annoying person. I don't think a girl would fall for it. Um, I love the everything that they've done with the design of this movie, the ship, the weapons, I mean, these guys do such great work. The articulation in the faces of the clowns is fucking great. They know how to make a puppet, man, and they didn't spend very much to do this movie. Um,
It was 2 million, right?
I think that's what I saw, and I think most of it was not not the puppets. You know, I think,
Oh yeah, it was everything else because they did
Yeah.
it themselves.
yeah,
So
um,
like they didn't have to pay nobody.
yeah. I think my favorite moment in the movie is when the little clown punches the biker's head off. That whole scene.
What you do?
Yeah.
Knock my block off?
Yeah. I love how he does the little dance, and then yeah, it's just fucking perfect. Um, and I also like the shadow puppet segment. That was really well done for this, for this time period. Um, I think I when I was watching it, I'm like, I think I've identified the Terenzi brothers ice cream truck failure. They're trying to sell ice cream at night to adult people. If you are an ice cream truck driver, now this is going to sound weird, but you got to keep pedophile hours. You got to got to hit,
Jeez.
noon on the weekends, go through the
And you know
suburbs,
these hours.
hang outside the school when you would go where the kids are, just like a pedophile does. You got to get them hooked on those Pink Panther ice cream bars.
Oh man, those are shit, man.
I like those WWF ones.
Yeah.
Those are the best.
The ice cream
Those are good, too.
sandwiches are the ones.
Yeah.
Um, for me, this is a 10. If for no other reason, because if I paid for a movie, if I funded, if I produced a movie, if I took all my money I have in the whole world and put it and got some more, because I would definitely need more, and and paid for a movie called Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and this is what I got back, I would be extremely happy. I'd be like, you fucking did it. This is exactly what I want. So
Fuck
that's,
yes.
yeah. John?
Yeah, this is once again I saw this one as a kid. Now I've only seen this movie like maybe a total of 8 times in my whole life. It's not my go-to. I do enjoy it, but this isn't my go-to movie. There's so many good things about it though. Like this is, it's just a personal taste thing. I have if I'm like, oh man, what movie do I want to watch again? It's like I'm never thinking of Killer Clowns from Outer Space,
Mainly,
Still,
I wouldn't either, but I have a daughter that insists on it. So, I mean,
that's cool.
well, it's
That's
because
awesome. Like,
she
that's
always
actually
wants,
really
she always
awesome.
wants to watch it, and I think that's a little bit much for her.
Me too. How old's your daughter?
She's 6. So
Mine's 7, and she's always like, I want to watch it. I was like,
I've let her
"The
watch,
hell? No.
Same with my kids too.
I've let her watch
Okay.
the TV version.
Mhm.
I think it's less scary. Though.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
like violent, like crazy.
Although that
violent.
terrified me growing up.
It
Though.
did me too, but she just
Yeah, it had
likes
some
clowns.
Tim Curry.
So,
Oh man.
He was amazing.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was amazing in that role.
oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I Royal Dano. I mean, Gramps.
Yeah.
Gramps forever. He's the best. Every word is just like, oh, Grandpa. Come here, give me a hug, Grandpa. Come here.
Come on, they're
All
gonna have
right.
hot
He's so
dogs.
sweet.
They're gonna have. Come on, Pooh. I love him.
Yeah, come on, Pooh.
Oh,
You
my
hurt
Pooh
my
Bear.
Pooh Bear. Yeah, it was so amazing.
I'll tear this
Like-
thing apart with my bare hands.
You know, that's
Yeah.
this is great moments with him. Like he'll always be Gramps. Like that's one of my favorite characters. I like the little the special effects were sweet, but I loved the little popcorns.
Mhm.
Yes.
That was a really cool touch, like to make a
Yeah.
couple of them with the mouth, and then they turn into, I said they look like the piranha plant from Mario Brothers.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
They definitely remind me of those. Yeah, special effects are stellar. Like those guys did it themselves. They knew what the fuck they were doing. Like this movie, there is nothing wrong with this movie whatsoever. Like I said, it's just not my go-to. I like that they somewhat did the clown car gag.
Mhm.
It was sweet. Like if they
Yeah.
would have made that today, you know, like thousands would have came out like
Yeah.
CG'd, you know. But like that was cool that they had some of them, and that the pie death, that was awesome.
Mhm.
Like the melting, that
Yeah.
was really cool. John Vernon is the puppet. That was a great scene. And Frank, you mentioned the shadow puppet. That
Mhm.
was so fun. I love that. I love the old school animation, 2D
yeah.
animation,
Like
stuff.
Pee Wee's
that's so
Playhouse
fun.
is what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, all day. Yeah. And yeah, the knock my block off. That little clown was cool. Like yeah, they did a lot with $2 million in this movie.
Mhm.
What was that? My one. Give me 1 second. Frenzy Brothers crashing through the ship in the exact. Oh yeah, they crash through that wall. And it's the same shape of the car.
Yeah,
with the clown head and everything, like
Yeah, that's
Looney
good.
Tunes shit. Those dudes were funny. They were definitely a good addition. But like I said, nothing wrong with this film. Just not my go-to. It's an 8 for me.
Jay.
But I respect that it's like a super huge cult classic. Like I get that.
I'm gonna go with it's a 10 out of 10 for me, man. I have here that this is a fun fucking movie to watch. Like it's awesome. I mean, for what they put into this, like for the budget and what they got out of it, I mean, you could tell there was a lot of heart that went into it. I mean, they didn't like take it too serious as far as like the overall plot, but like they had fun with it. You know, it was a very fun movie to watch.
Yeah,
I mean, going into it
that they love these kind of movies, and that's
yeah,
why
yeah. The Killer Clown rock theme was banger, along with the rest of the synthesizer themes throughout the movie. One thing, the Chiodo Brothers, they also did some work on Critters, right?
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
Team
they designed the
America.
Critters. Yep.
And they did I didn't even know this, the claymation sequence for Large Marge in Pee-wee's Big
Yeah.
Adventure.
Oh, okay.
They're
Yeah.
thumbprints
That's cool.
on a lot of shit. Like,
And
yeah.
as of recently too, the stop motion scenes in the North Pole and the Elf movie.
Yep, you can tell.
So
Like, whenever it's one of those things when you
that-
find out,
that
you're
blew
like,
me.
yeah, that makes
I
sense.
was like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah, they're still working.
But yeah, I mean, bottom line, fun to watch. Clowns from outer space, shooting popcorn, concocting their kills and cotton candy. It was fun. I would, yeah, I'd watch this again and again.
I'm sure I will watch it. Just watch it all day. Yeah,
My kids enjoyed it too.
I would love to see their planet though. I would love
That
to
would
see
be
what
cool
They
to
that
see.
keep
place
teasing a
looks like.
I
sequel,
agree.
man. They keep teasing a sequel.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I
Was that
wouldn't
with
mind
Netflix,
seeing
right?
The planet.
I
was
saw
Netflix
Netflix
that was
was
doing
in. That's the most recent.
They were
thing I
talking
saw.
about that.
but it's been years they've been talking about it. The one thing that I wanted to did you see that thing they did at Universal? It was like Killer Clownsville or whatever. They had a whole area of Universal Studios.
What?
Oh,
It was
was
like a
that like a
Halloween
part of
thing.
their haunted house?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
That's what it was. It was a Killer Clowns haunted house, but you just walk around and I mean, it was creepy looking. Like if you walked around, they look just like, think about how easily that is to replicate, like in a costume form. They already had the molds. The Chiodo Brothers could probably just come in, make a bunch of masks, and
Mm-hmm.
have it short in a week. Have a whole fucking cast of them, but they were all over the
Mhm.
place. Like it would have been weird to walk around in that environment. I'll go over the scores that we gave the movies, and you can hit us with yours. Uh,
Yeah, I'll give you some scores.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space, 1988. I gave it a 10 out of 10. John gave it an 8 out of 10, and Jay gave it a 10 out of 10 as well.
It, just not a fan favorite. Just my kids love it. I love it. Like it's probably played at least once every couple months.
Yep, same
in
here.
our house. Like it's just always on. I guess if I'm looking at it from like a technical standpoint, yeah, it's probably like a 7 or 8. But
Yeah.
I love it. It's a 10 in my book.
Yeah, I say that, like, if I was paying money for a movie called Killer Clowns from Outer Space and they handed this back to me, I'd be like, you fucking did it. Good job. Excellent work.